My name is Perry Brown. My age is 57. In 2015, I was diagnosed with a pinched nerve in my neck, so they had to take out my disc, put it in a plate with 4 screws. A month later, my whole right side swelled up, and I couldn't walk, so they had to cut bone out my C5, C6, and I had 2 herniated discs in my L3 and L4 lumbar, so we decided to fix those too. So I had 3 surgeries in 8 months, and then after 2 years of rehab at the hospital, they suggested I apply for a scholarship for those less fortunate that can't afford it. So I got 3 in a row, and today I have a job here. Today's my 522nd visit. 4 years ago, I couldn't stand up and keep my balance. I had a walker for 2 years, a cane for a year and a half, and today I work here, and I'm so glad to give back. It's really good for my soul, and after 40 years in the workforce, I can honestly say it's the most rewarding job I've ever had, and it's the happiest I've ever been. I've only been here for 3 months. I can't imagine what it's gonna be like in 2 years.
I'm Marianne H. Mitchell, and I'm 82 years old. Way back in the dim, distant past, I was the aquatic director at a YMCA. And I had also been a lifeguard at a YWCA before I became the aquatic director. I became active in this Y, and I've just been active as a member since probably about 2008. I had a friend who really needed help with balance. We signed up for the balance class with Michelle Miller, and that was just really great.
Marilyn Brown, and I'll be 78 in a week. I was having to contemplate knee replacements. The doctor that was attending me at that time suggested I lose a bunch of weight. An acquaintance of my husband's had started doing water exercises just to help it increase mobility, and I decided I would try that. Most of the exercises related to rehab, and since that time, which has been 14, 15 years, it's been like continuous rehab for me.
I try to introduce myself every day to somebody new, tell my story, and they tell me their story, and we inspire each other. That's the best thing I love about the Y. Everybody is on their own journey, everybody inspires everybody, there's no competition, everybody's here to get better, and it's just it's a positive atmosphere. My first friend was Sharon Dixon. I know 100 people now, so I interact with like 30 staff members and 70 members. I know them by their name. When somebody knows your name, it just makes you feel good.
You make a lot of friends. We continue in the same class, so that's been really wonderful. One time, as I was leaving the balance class, Margie Cobo stopped me and said, "You know, Marianne, maybe you'd be interested in participating in the Fitness for Life program." And I said, "Well, what's that all about?" So she told me a little bit about it, and I started participating in that, and it's been wonderful. And that's why now I come to the Y 5 days a week.
You become friends with people who you see every other day, and you begin to talk, and then you do a few things outside the Y. You develop a circle of friends that you didn't have before.
April 9th, Susan Hinkle hired me, so it's a chance for me to give back to the Y because they've been so good to me. I can't imagine what I've done without it. After my insurance ran up the hospital after 2 years, I had nowhere else to go. I sat on the sidelines for 4 years, not being able to know if I would walk again, if I was confined to a wheelchair for the rest of my life. It was the most frightening and scariest thing ever, facing a wheelchair at 53. I can't imagine what it'd be like. But my mom was a 30-year cancer survivor. She always told me that God does things for a reason. It don't matter how bad it is, it could be worse, and it's going to get better. And she lived for 38 years after she was diagnosed with cancer. So she's my inspiration.
It's just been great that I've been able to come so often. It's wonderful for the socialization. I mean, the people that walk the track, even though I don't know a lot of their names, but we all know each other, and we visit and talk, and you know, if somebody's gone for a while, you miss them, and then they fill you in on where they've been. And in the classes, I've made a lot of wonderful friends. They're really wonderful people.
My mobility, my strength, my coordination, everything is just 1,000 times better. I'll never be 100%. The best I'll ever be is 85%. But I tell you what, it's a lot better than zero. A lot better than 0%. So I'm grateful for that. 2.5 years, 522 visits. It's like, I'm speechless. Dr. Poor was the one that got the ball rolling. 2.5 years ago, was suggested I apply for a scholarship. I didn't even know that they had scholarships. I just figured they had members, but I never knew that they give out scholarships. And I'm grateful for the rest of my life for that. And it has impacted my life immensely. I can't imagine where I'd be without it. It's the highlight of my day. 522 visits. I've never had a bad day. I've never had a bad experience with the Y.
Physically, I think it's been very helpful to me. I feel grateful that I have good health, but when I go out to California to visit my family for several weeks, when I come back, I can tell I'm really out of shape, but participating in the Fitness for Life program works on my muscle groups, and so it really keeps me agile and active. And I think emotionally it's very helpful to have all that stimulus with all those people who care about you. It's very nice. I live alone, and so when I come to the Y, I know I'm going to see people that I see regularly.
If I didn't come to the Y, I probably wouldn't do much exercise. And since the knees, I've had a hip replaced, and of course the exercises are good for it as well. Friendships and the groups, we might not do anything other than see each other at the Y, but that's another community that the Y has presented to us.
Everybody has their own personal journey. Everybody's here for a different reason, whether it be a heart attack, lose weight, stay in shape, cancer survivors, hip and knee joint replacement, or me, just walk. I'm so happy. Susan Hinkle asked me why I smile so much. I told her I can walk again. I can walk. It's like, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first day I came in 2017, I didn't know a soul. I didn't know anybody. I was scared. I had a cane, I was walking. I was just trying to get better. Today, I am so grateful and so appreciative of the Y, because now I have like 100 cousins. The benefits are priceless. What you put into is what you get out of it. Everybody's here to get healthier and happy. And the stories that I share with them, they share with me, is just an inspiration. It's so rewarding to see people that I saw 2.5 years ago, and they see my progress, and they're just ecstatic for me. I smile because I'm happy, because people are happy for me, and that makes me feel good.
I continue to be a donor even after my husband passed last year. He lived for 40 years working for a nonprofit, so he understands the struggles of a nonprofit. So I'm trying my best to continue that legacy that we established of giving. We don't give a lot, but it's enough that makes us feel good about doing something for others.
The scholarship program is the most important program. The Y is a nonprofit organization that rely heavily on donations, memberships, programs, camps. I know how tough it is not to have a job, not to have money to pay for a membership, but then they're nice enough to give you a scholarship to help you, and I have benefited from it totally.
We wanted to give to an organization that did assist all people, that didn't list limitations of people who weren't accepted, and we feel like the Y does that. Anyone can come to the Y, no matter what your race, religion, creed, they're welcome at the Y.
Why it's important to donate? Because people like me, who really need it bad, appreciate it, and it really helps them out.
I think that by contributing to the Y, they really enhance the community in which they live, because it helps the younger people, tiny little tots, have an opportunity to do things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do. It makes them healthy. Well, it's the same kinds of things that helped me. It makes them healthier, it makes them emotionally happier. It's an ideal situation for donors to have the opportunity to do such good work.
Those who have more should help those who do have less to be able to have the benefit. I know there's some older people who are on tight budgets because they're no longer working. So anything can be done to help them continue to move is great. Kids in low-income families who can get some benefit, this is a place they can get that. Young mothers, they too, they can consult with each other. There's always something for somebody if they look for it. They have to be willing to embrace it.
I just would like to encourage people to become active in the Y, and also to show their appreciation to the Y through becoming donors.
There's true stories out there that people can come back from ground zero and have a purpose in life and get a job and give back for their soul. I can't thank the donors enough.